The agitation for a federal system of governance has been in the crosshairs of Uganda's politics, but never has it been turned into a key issue on the campaign platform of a general election. With the outcome of the 2011 election hard to predict at this time, the federal system, either legitimately or as a trump card, remains one of the most resonating issues, especially in the large electorate of Buganda and the oil-rich Bunyoro sub-region. Not only did the Buganda riots in September last year drive a deeper wedge between Mengo and the central government, the kingdom says it can only return to the negotiating table if federal is restored. As the 8 presidential candidates comb the countryside for votes, FDC's Dr. Kizza Besigye, DP's Norbert Mao, Betty Kamya of the Uganda Federal Alliance and others have promised a federal system on the pulpit, while government has stuck to the regional tier.
This is exactly what the country today is facing. We have a president seated in Kampala State House and controls and puts there the RDCs and limit them to do one thing: control consciousness of people, understand that the revenue tax collected from each region takes no route but Kampala, and therefore it is now Kampala that, out of its own sympathy, to say, okay, we shall allocate this amount of funds to Karamoja because of its population.
As the opposition continues to court the electorate, they cite the findings of the Justice Benjamin Odoki and Professor Frederick Sempebwa commissions, whose results indicated that most Ugandans want a federal system of governance.
The Odoki Commission was done 15 years ago. If people so wish that another referendum is held, then that can be done to see whether majority people again are still pro-federal or not. It's all about having the will of the government and the listening to people's views.
People's wills were actually undermined by the sitting government so that they did not manifest to their wishes. So Uganda Federal Alliance, in fact, believes that it is time to rejuvenate this strength and bring about the manifestation that Uganda had wanted.
The shrill by the opposition against government is one. NRM has been cast as a regime with smoke and mirror tactics to deny the electorate its wishes. However, federal has its history here in Uganda. At independence, Uganda consisted of 5 kingdoms: Buganda, Nkole, Busoga, Toro and Bunyoro. But it's only Buganda which got a full federal status. Why was this so? The colonialists built the British protectorate around Buganda from the larger body politic of Uganda, and during the 1961 Lancaster House talks in London granted Buganda a special status. The constitution therefore protected certain pockets of power from the center.
Some districts even opted out. They said, but we don't even understand that. In Bukedi, they put up somebody in his bay also, nominal things. But that these are heads of districts, and out of which created that so-called federalism. But the federalism was really a veneer for making political deals. It was not about people and structure of power.
However, political experts argue that as more African leaders continue to hold power by Mao Zedong's maxim, where power belongs to the barrel of the gun, the issue of having 2 centers of power could precipitate a political crisis like the 1966 Kabaka crisis. Some political scholars partly attribute the 1966 crisis between Uganda's President Sir Edward Mutesa and Prime Minister Milton Obote to the federal question.
If they are recognizing other kingdoms, we should not be recognized. If they can't recognize others, it is better be without.
It has gone beyond a cultural affair to actually some kind of ethnic tension feud.
I think the 9,000 square miles, there is no problem with that, because the constitution says all those properties, government is supposed to give back those properties that are owned by cultural institutions. I think IPC has no problem with the 90,000.
But is a federal status or a federal system the best method of governance? An independent political observer, Magode Ikuya, who lived in the post-colonial era shortly after independence, weighed in on the debate of federalism.
Even within the federal, there will be problems. There will be politics of undemocratic tendencies, politics of a few people centralizing everything to themselves, including the very resources they're talking about. So until you have a democratic structure from grassroots level up to national level, what is this federal going to do? You're just shifting areas of misallocation of things. You're not really solving the problem.
Magodi says it will be futile to have federalism if leaders do not adhere to the principles of democracy. He recommends a candid national debate on what system of governance best suits the country, and then it could be adopted. The resurgence of the federal demand comes at the time when Uganda, which has the largest electorate, appears to be at crossroads as we approach the 2011 election. Bunyoro, which has huge oil wells, also seems uncertain on whether to adopt a regional tier of federal system. However, political pundits are cautioning that unless the federal system captures the democratic aspirations of the different political stripes, it will be superficial. Emam Taiziwa, NTV.